It always seems impossible until it's done. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. A good leader can engage in a debate frankly and thoroughly, knowing that at the end he and the other side must be closer and thus emerge stronger. You don't have that idea when you are arrogant, superficial, and uninformed. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learnt how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. It is wise to persuade people to do things and make them think it was their own idea. There are times when a leader must move out ahead of the flock, go off in a new direction, confident that he is leading his people the right way. People respond in accordance to how you relate to them. Any man or institution that tries to rob me of my dignity will lose. Only free men can negotiate. A prisoner cannot enter into contracts. Even if you have a terminal disease, you don't have to sit down and mope. Enjoy life and challenge the illness that you have. In countries where innocent people are dying, the leaders are following their blood rather than their brains. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Fools multiply when wise men are silent. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. The best weapon is to sit down and talk. Remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. You can start changing our world for the better daily, no matter how small the action. The true character of a society is revealed in how it treats its children. Great anger and violence can never build a nation. Tread softly, breathe peacefully, laugh hysterically. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. It is in the character of growth that we should learn from both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere. Exercise is the key not only to physical health but to peace of mind. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. Our society needs to re-establish a culture of caring. History will judge us by the difference we make in the everyday lives of children. Poverty is not natural. It is man-made. One of the most difficult things is not to change society, but to change yourself. Live life as though nobody is watching and express yourself as though everyone is listening. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Education is the great engine to personal development. It is not beyond our power to create a world in which all children have access to a good education. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. The day I am afraid to do, that is the day I am no longer fit to lead. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. Times change, we need to change as well. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. While poverty persists, there is no true freedom. A free press is one of the pillars of democracy.